The following presentation may contain language unsuitable for elderly grandparents, household pets, and nuns. Unnamed Drag Productions accepts no responsibility for any resulting homosexuality, teenage pregnancy, or chemical dependency that may transpire as a result of listening to this garbage fountain. You have been warned. Enjoy!
Unnamed Drag Podcast.
Would you ever apply for Drag Race again?
No.
No? Would you not? Would you not?
It's exhaustive for a start.
Yeah, and
not,
also, I've
do you
got
know
enough
what?
badges.
Not just the not just the application process.
It's huge.
But also, when you are there, I'd have to get a loan or some credit cards or blow through everything that I inherited from my grandmother, which is not that much to begin with. But
why?
To get all the pieces that you apparently now need.
Honey, look at the material. Look at the material, honey.
No, but even
something.
even to go and get all the fabric, the jewelry, the wigs, so many wigs, I'd probably have.
It's now become RuPaul's bank account race.
And I know that people obviously can get thrifty, and that's wonderful. You can zhuzh stuff up. It doesn't have to be all about the money. It's how it's presented. But eventually, if you want to make it to the end, it's not just about quality. It's about volume. You need so much.
Yeah, that's true.
So much stuff.
I feel like I could do it. That's the thing. I feel like I think you could.
Oh, and also just the final thing, but yeah, just to circle back. I'm that bitch who I find choreography quite difficult. I'll get red for filth because I don't wear heels enough. And how often does my back hurt? Do you know what I mean?
My lower back is killing me, and I must be first. So on my knees.
And I think if it's just that kind of level of endurance test, maybe I just need to count myself out rather than become Lawrence Chaney, just stood on the stage crying over something I knew that was going to happen. That would be me. I'd be that one who was just I can't dance.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
But you'd crush puss on that show. I think you'd do great.
I think I'd do great, which means I'd go home first. But I want to do that because it looks like heaven to me. I'm not a competitive person, but I love applying a concept. I love acting and singing, and I love project work. That is me. And so I feel like I do well.
I feel like you're multi-talented, charismatic, but cutthroat enough that you would have the shit to get through it. Do you know what I mean? I think that people would be I feel like people would be a little bit scared of you, but they'd also think that you were friends. But then when they got home and watched you in the confessionals, they'd be like, oh, that cunt hated me. And then you wouldn't need to see them ever again.
Yeah. Well, yeah, I don't know. I'm saying I think I'd do well. I would shit myself and die, probably.
Of course you would. It'd be terrifying.
Yeah. I'd get there and be like, I am woman.
But if you could find your feet and get your bearings about you and realize that it was time to play, I think you would be sensational. And also, let's be honest, out of you and me, who's going to get on it? You. So can you hurry up so that I can grab hold of your coattails and just...
But like you said, the application process, huge. And the... it's a badge.
It is.
I don't want a badge.
It's a badge and a YouTube series. We've got a YouTube series, and I'll get you a badge off Etsy.
Yeah. So as much as I know,
it's also the prestige and the following. And to BH, they do pay you a wage for every day that you were there.
They do.
So
and also it would then mean that I could do drag full time, but then. I'm at an age now where I'm like, do I want to? I have a house, I have a mortgage, I have a committed relationship, I have a life that I like. And I feel like that would wrench me out of that.
It's funny because I would like to do drag a full time, but I wouldn't want to travel constantly on trains, planes, and automobiles. I think that I would find that quite
I would like to do drag
exhausting.
full time at Rough Trade in Nottingham.
Yeah. I'd like to gig every single night, but on my doorstep.
Yeah. That'd be great.
I want to do clap for carers, but drag. I do want to.
I want people to come to my doorstep and go
and bang pots and pans.
You've done very well.
Yeah. Whereas in actual fact,
throw money at me.
I mean, no, there's no money in clap for for carers, but anyway.
Oh, maybe there should be.
I think we've kind of both answered that question, but also now this does lead on quite nicely to what beautiful Chris can't pronounce surname because it's Greek and I'm terribly white and English, and I'm sorry.
I think you should try.
It's Chris Orange on Instagram, so I'll say Chris Orange. Thoughts on Drag Race UK, because they love it. Also, who are these Knots bitches? Because I've never seen them.
Nobody has.
No one's seen them. One of them
was from Worksop, and then one of them went to uni here, apparently.
Yeah, something like that. But I feel like when they were like, "Oh, I have to do the hometown challenge," I want to be Robin Hood.
Yeah, that's it. And also, like, Robin Hood.
Wow.
You know what I mean? Like, I get that it's iconic, and like, but it's such a low-hanging fruit.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas I would have done Nottingham Lace.
You would have done Nottingham Lace. I would want to do something with like Sherwood, like Nottingham Forest.
Yeah, or I was going to have like a Greg's sausage roll here and then just a dress made of pigeons.
But you know what I also thought about doing the other night? Because I was like, if I couldn't do the big, massive, like living tree woman kind of thing to be the forest.
Which is a bit of a stretch.
You could just wear, shut up.
Like you'd have to explain that.
You could just wear a pair of like up to the gusset, right? Like blue, thigh-high sort of boots, and then just like a white dress, and then white wig and blue accessories, because Boots, the company, originated in Nottingham. And I was
but it's on the BBC, so you're not allowed to advertise. It wouldn't say Boots anywhere though. No, because here's the thing.
But they advertised the football team.
Vinegar Strokes was going to be the London Underground for her original look last season, and she had this huge dress made that had all the map of the London Underground. But because the London Underground was a private company, she couldn't wear it.
Oh,
it's on the BBC.
But Bimini went out in a football top. Doesn't that? I suppose maybe sports. Maybe sports is different.
And I guess they show football anyway. So.
Oh well, fuck it. Sherwood Forest it is then. But yeah, my thoughts on the actual show.
I like it. I just wish it wasn't an American show. I wish it wasn't made for American people. I wish they just did Drag Race and weren't like, the Queen says, hooty-tooty-too. Like, fuck off.
God, yeah.
I hate that shit.
Because British people love to queue. I'm just like, it's that's what we're going for.
Like, that was the cultural significance you decided to bring.
Right. But also, I think the thing that's kind of jarring me now is like very much... I mean, don't get me wrong, you can't watch a show and have everything go how you want it to go. But I've already said this today, I feel like I'm watching something else because what's happened up until now, I'm finding it a little bit like...
Joe and Cherry, the first to go home. Who's left? Curious.
They were such strong, wonderful competitors, and I'm not discrediting any of the other girls, but personally, personally, I was just like, I'm not seeing what's being seen. But then again, you're not in the studio. You don't know what's happening.
No.
But equally,
isn't the purpose of a TV show to show you what's happening?
Yeah, to portray, well, to a certain degree. It feels very much like what was that fucking... I'm sorry, this is so stupid. I'm going slightly off topic, but I'm going to see if I can find it.
Wow, love this. Really,
I know.
It's entertainment. Thanks for that.
Isn't it absolutely like just ridiculous when you can see like the producers in their ears almost?
Why don't you ask her about her family?
Because when I sent you that message, and it was like, RuPaul's going to appear on our laptop screens because we're discrediting the show, obviously.
We're not. I've already said I'd go. That's the thing as well. Like, I'd go on it again, but then someone would pull up this clip and be like, she hates the show.
Well, I don't hate the show, but it is a show. Do you know what I mean?
It's TV.
But it'll be like The Wizard of Oz, and then you look behind the curtain, and there's the producers turning a load of handles, and there's a load of steam coming out of the machine, and that's when you realise RuPaul is in fact a robot. A robot made of cake.
Yeah.
We scream as the world begins to fold.
Yeah. For all we know. But
at this point, I'm not entirely unconvinced that RuPaul isn't just somebody's horcrotch. It needs to be destroyed and then drag will be free. I don't I haven't read Harry Potter and the audacity of that bitch. I don't know how it works.
Yeah. So I like the show.
But it's just a show. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's a TV show. I also don't necessarily like what it's doing to drag. Like that Ellie Diamond when RuPaul was like, she is modern drag, and she is. But I was also looking at her like she's got Trixie eyes and like Wigs and Grace wigs and like Loris latex designs and stuff, and it just doesn't feel very organic. It doesn't feel like organic drag to me. I don't know why. Again, it's a TV show. I'm judging what I've seen. And
also, it's a bizarre pressure cooker that they're all put in, and the format is essentially now turned into like BBCD, like Big Brother's cross dressers race. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like being put in isolation and under the microscope and challenged emotionally and
that's
mentally
it as well. Like, how would I do without my phone?
I think that you'd be so stressed out anyway.
Be dead. I'd kill myself.
No, I think that you would be so stressed out that you'd be vibrating enough that before you know it, you'd be like, sunrise again, let's go to the workshop.
Yeah, very that. That's fair. So, in short, yeah, it's all right. Watch it. It's good.
Yeah. Okay.
Gays on TV. What's not to love?
Gays on TV. Like, why the fuck?
So, I've got one that is also from... it's from you. It's what was the last time you shat yourself?
So some beautiful young lady is written in called Nana Arthole, who would like to know from Marilyn, when was the last time you shat yourself? But I've just realised how much this has backfired because I have to answer as well.
I'm doing it right now.
When was the last time you didn't shit yourself? That would be the better question. Oh, that's so funny to me.
Yeah. It was the other day. It was like 2 weeks ago when I messaged you. I just sharted.
I was out walking with Liam and they were like, what are you howling? And I was like, I'm just going to have to explain it. I'm just like, I can't just say message from Marilyn because then that gets the follow-up question from them of like, oh, what does it say?
Yeah, exactly. I'm like... I'd say on stage, you know me.
It wasn't just the fact that you said that you shouted. It's the fact that it was followed by a peace sign.
I just shouted, Coachella, gluten-free marshmallows. Yeah, I am, because I'd spent because I go on like so health kicks where I'll be like, all I'm eating is like fruit and veg. And so all I'd had for lunch was like a smoothie and a handful of raisins, which is just sugar and fiber. And
they say like don't give children too many raisins because they will like poo themselves. It'll end up like poo gate.
Yeah, and I can guarantee that does happen.
Yeah, I mean, I can't remember the last time that I shat myself, which is like an absolutely wonderful thing. Like,
which means it didn't happen enough.
Like, I feel like Mother Teresa, but do you remember what day was this? Like, it was earlier in the week. I just did a coffee and carbs fart, and I was like, you know the kind. It's like verging on diarrhea, but not quite.
Comes at a cost.
The heat of a shart with none of the wet.
Yeah.
Bitch, I was rolling. I thought that was the funniest thing I'd ever said.
Yeah. That could have fried rice. Like, yeah.
I could have tossed a stir fry in that. Like, 100%.
Could have scrambled an egg on that.
But then to cap it all off, it was the fact that I said, I need to eat better. I'm rotting from the inside with none of the skinny to make it okay. And you said, I know exactly what you mean.
Exactly what you mean.
I've been
there. When you're like, lying there, you're just like, I haven't eaten a vegetable for a while. Every now and again, I just go through phases of eating nothing but bread. Bread with a side of bread.
Why am I old? Why am I fat? It's bread. Like,
why am I old? Why am I fat? Why am I old? Why am I fat?
I swear to God, like eating bread is not only making me fat, it's making me older. Like I feel like there's gluten in my brain. I can't think.
Look at this face. Look at this face. I'm 14. Yeah. Bread, gluten. Nightmare.
Oh, what a hard life we've had. Anyway,
I know.
I can't even remember what that question was. Oh, when did you last shit yourself? Okay, back in the game.
The question, why am I old? Why am I fat?
Why am I old? Why am I fat? What did you tell me the other when I said, why am I old? Why am I fat? And you just said something like time and bread.
Time, bread, alcohol. Next.
Time, bread, alcohol.
I know the answers to these questions.
Now, this one could be a whole different podcast, like on its own. I'm just warning you. Like this is gonna open. This is gonna open up the door.
Is this your last one? Because I'm on my last one.
I've got this one and then another 2, but from the same person. So
cool.
We'll be home. I also don't know when this Zoom chat's going to run out, but whatever. We'll just.
I know.
If it stops recording, I'll just send you another link. I'll hodgepodge it together. The listeners at home don't need to know this, but I felt like you need to know
behind the curtain. Wow.
To know just how underprepared we always are. Mm-hmm. Oh God. Because the other day when I was freaking out about that thing I had to do and you messaged me and just like, we blag so hard, so often. Don't worry about it. Just go do it.
Why are you worried? You've been winging it for 14 years. But now you're like, oh, I'm not prepared.
All of a sudden, she wants to have done the homework. It's so ridiculous.
Yeah, like, so now it's an issue, is it?
Now you care.
Yeah, now?
Now a warning. Okay, right. So Vegan Doll Amy, hey babes, asks what are your favorite Buffy episodes and why?
Oh, that's a good question.
Okay, so let me just reach behind me and I will get the box set.
So we've got Conversations with Dead People, The Body, The Gentleman, The Dark Willow Saga, Once More with Feeling, Faith, Hope and Trick, basically all of season 3.
Sometimes I like to message Marilyn and just say, pick a number from 1 to 7, now pick a number from 1 to 22. I love the Halloween episode in season 4 of Fear Itself, when Buffy has to do the rite of passage where she's poisoned. When it's all queued up and I just need to press play, I watch the season 5 finale, The Gift, because it always makes me cry without fail. So that's just scratching the surface because we could do a whole podcast episode on Buffy. Comment below if you want to hear us talk about Buffy for half an hour.
We could.
And then some.
I want to do a Buffy drag number, but I'm aware that it would require like lighting, stunts, extras, like
people that exploded into dust.
I need to kill someone on stage.
Exactly. Oh, wonderful. Okay, so final 2 questions.
Shall I do my last one, or do you want to do your 2?
Oh, that's a point. You've got one more, don't you? You do yours. We're doing a Q&A because we don't plan it. You never know if you're going to end on like a.
Yeah, I know. So this one's from Margot Butler. Hey, babes. That's not the question. How long have you both been
answer.
It is the answer. It's always the answer. How long have you both been doing drag for? When did you meet? Lots of love. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Love you.
Okay.
How long have you both been doing drag for? / when did you meet?
Okay, so with this particular wretched hag, since summer 2013, so that's coming up for 8 years. But for like doing drag, like dabbling on and off, we talked about it before. Like I was a theatre kid and I'm a faggot, so drag had happened, but Nana, nearly 8 years. Sorry, it's just this hand. Every time I bring it up, I'm like, jewelry. Anyway. So you can go now.
Oh, okay.
That's all I have to say on the matter about 8 years.
Yeah. Well, I started when I was 20. I started when I was 18. Because I started in the bar. Funny story. When how I got a job at that bar is I was handing out CVs everywhere, and then it was midday, and I was like, I want to work at a gay bar. I'm 18 now, so I slid a CV under the door with a note on the back saying, "Please hire me. I'll be dead good," and a smiley face written on it. And then he didn't notice the note until halfway through the interview. He like turned it over and was like,
he was like.
And I was like,
It's like, you didn't need to include this, and you're just out there like,
yeah. And also, like, in an interview when you're an 18-year-old trying to get a job in a gay bar, never hurts to wear tight clothes.
Oh, I mean, just sat there like a little sack waiting to be filled with spunk.
I'm a really hard worker. Yeah, so,
I'm strong enough to lift a barrel, but frail enough to throw around.
Yeah, I've been doing drag since I was 18, and I'm now 28. I'm 23. No, I'm 28 now, so 10 years.
Oh God,
10 years.
You're like 29
For this? 10 years for this?
I can't believe you're 29. I
know.
I feel like you're sort of frozen in time in my head as always being in your early 20s. Like
I am.
Mm-hmm.
Like
on the inside.
Why am I old? Why am I fat? Why am I old?
You're still young and pink on the inside where it counts. So
I've pickled myself. So.
Exactly. And the story of how did we meet? Well, that's pretty hilarious. And I'm sure that we've talked about it before. Marilyn doesn't remember the first time that we met.
I was a short girl.
She remembers
I remember
the
things.
second time that we met, but then we had 2 warm-up meetings before we actually became friends. Which is kind of strange.
Wait, who are you?
Sorry, who again?
So people call my people.
When you were a shot girl at Propaganda, and this was in like 2012, 2013, like maybe.
Yeah. Sounds about right.
There-ish. So yeah, you were a shot girl in like a purple throw and go with like a breastplate that was so chunky that every time you turned to the side, it folded. Yeah. But I thought you were the most beautiful, interesting thing I'd ever seen in your blue contact lenses. Because of course you have to do this. And I'm glad that you don't remember, because I'm sure that me and Mark came over and like, we do drag, and showed you pictures and you're like, ugh.
You know what the worst thing is? Like
that must happen all the time, and I'm sure
I do drag, and goes to show you photos, and you have to stand there in heels waiting for them to find the right photo of them, like in drag with their cat, and you're like,
Yeah, don't worry, mine was locked and loaded. Like, oh no, actually, no, wait, Mark showed you a picture, so I didn't have to. So that was established. Cool. Anyway, you were a shot girl.
I was probably really drunk, because my tactic when I was a shot girl was, you buy one and then I'll do it with you.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'll charge you for that one as well. Yeah.
Well, and also because it was like someone's birthday night out, I want to say. And I think that we came with like a group of people, and so I think you, by the time we spoke, you'd probably done a shot with like one of all of us.
That sounds like me.
So
I used to I broke the record for how many shots got sold, but I did half of them.
So it kind of doesn't count. Shit canned on corkies.
The customers paid. For it.
But it still counts.
It wasn't even corkies, it was Cactus Jacks.
Oh, Cactus Jacks. Wow. Yeah. So
which feels like you're drinking a cactus.
Yeah, it's rough on the old throat. Yeah. So that was the first time we met. The second time we met was at the little gay soiree at the Lord Roberts downstairs. But I wasn't doing drag. I was doing performance.
You were Rainbow Down.
Well, no, I was just doing poetry. I wasn't even doing music, which is like even more bizarre. But you said afterwards that you liked my poem called, I can't remember what it's called now. But
the one. No, I remember that one. It was really sexy.
So what about
the red boxes or something? Red underwear.
Yeah, it's basically about a younger guy trying to get an older guy to rape him.
Yeah.
It's very.
It really spoke to me.
It's very power play, but that resonated with you, and we chatted outside. We chatted outside. We got on very well.
Because I remember I was hosting with Vivian Lindsay, so I needed someone to like. Joking.
Such a bitch. Wow. But then when we actually like sparked a friendship was when you came to it was at DFS, and you came and you did the lip sync thing and you won, and then you started performing with DFS, but then we like started talking.
Yes. Because I was in a film with Damien Ebanks, hey babe, about about drag
and whatnot,
and and then I was at a Q&A about drag with Adam All,
because Adam performed Personal Jesus by the Depeche Mode version. I can't remember what you performed.
I did Hi,
you did it,
because I was popular at the time and I was doing it in all my shows, so I was like, fuck it, I'll do that. And I was wearing this jacket.
You were, with the blue wig and the purse that says Zap or Pow or some shit.
Yeah, some shit. It's some shit.
Yeah. Biff, Spark Jazz.
So clearly I've developed leaps and bounds.
But that's when I wasn't just friends with like Marilyn Sane's Facebook account. Then I was friends with Lewis, and then we was chatting. Yeah. The one that you're logged into rather than just like dipping into to go dick pics.
Yeah, if anyone's messaged Marilyn, like, and they're like, why isn't she replying? Because I check it once in a blue moon. I'm really sorry.
Yeah, just to see what like slutty men from Dubai have sent pictures of their peens to.
Oh dear, let me open up your cloth.
Can you send me nice pics of your bobs?
Yeah, so
hello, bitch lasagna.
Yeah, so then we started getting ready together for Dirty Filthy Sexy.
We did.
And we'd get ready in the toilets.
Mm-hmm.
We'd bring a bottle of wine and just get ready in the toilets. And why did we do that? I had a flat in town at that point. I could have just got ready. You could have come to mine. Like, we were like, no, we're getting ready in the toilets. We're like here for the gig.
And we're here at the club. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I think
it was a vibe.
And that's just vibe check. Yeah. Vibe check in the toilet with your like £4 bottle of wine or whatever.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's like a really long answer to a very short question.
But you've had 10 years, known each other enough.
Yeah, like... it must be 7 or 8 years, but I go back and forth with like really knowing when a lot of things happened in my life. So don't worry.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, exactly. How long have you guys known each other? Don't worry about it.
Since time began. Since humanity was but a sketch.
I just think that's such a great answer because then they'd be like, well, now I am worried about it. Like, why can't you just tell me?
Why shouldn't I worry?
Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
It's like when Sarah Silverman says, what is this obsession that Americans have with saying America's number one? Just like, how are you number one? And they're like, don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it.
We just are.
All right.
Oh, goodness me. Okay.
So you've got 2 more.
I've got 2 more, and one of them's quite, one of them's cute, the other one's spicy, so we'll enjoy those.
Well, this is fun.
So, first question, what fruit would each of you be? I already am a fucking fruit, so... Sorry, this is from Magical Space Boy on Twitter. Hello, babes. Okay. So, yeah, he's asked, what fruit would each of you be?
I think we should assign each other fruit.
Assign each other a fruit?
Yeah.
I think that you would be... a banana, but one that you would eat horizontally.
I was going to go banana for myself as well, but I don't know why.
I think also turn to the side. Look at the shape of that.
Yeah.
Like, banana.
Yeah. Banana phone. Yeah, very that.
Ring, 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 ring. Banana phone.
Yeah.
Oh, wonderful.
For you, I would say a kiwi because it's sweet and juicy, but on the outside, bristly.
Stop it. That is exactly what I was going to say for myself.
Really?
That is
fully like ready to the minds.
And I don't even know if it's just because this is like the color, like kiwi colored.
No, I was,
genuinely, I would have been like, I'm a kiwi fruit. And I don't even know why. It's just like, that's what I was vibing.
Yeah, I'm a banana, you're a kiwi.
Yeah.
I'm a pineapple, she's a palm tree. Yeah.
That's wild. I love it.
Yeah. I'm a banana, she's a kiwi because she's sweet and gooey on the inside, but on the outside she's bristly as fuck.
And if you put a spoon in me, I will spit.
Jesus Christ. I hate you. I hate you so much.
Ooh, scoop in. I will leak a little. Oh, it's nasty. I know. It's suddenly like sales of kiwi fruits just plummet.
Right, hey, Brexit, you'd be lucky to find a kiwi.
Honey. Oh my God. Honey. Oh, can we get political for a second? I know someone who went to buy some courgettes and there was literally a sticker on the front of the box. It was just like, yes, these are more expensive because Brexit. Like, do you know, like, don't complain, Brexit.
Where's that 350 million, honey?
Oh, okay. Hello. The NHS can't even buy a courgette. Can't even get a courgette, let alone save the NHS. Anyway. So here's the final question. Here's the old humdinger. I mean, it's not that much of a humdinger because I think that we could be very hurtful, but we could also be very diplomatic. The question is, who dresses better? And over to you.
I don't know.
The thing is, I think even though we
attack it from
we have things that cross over. Obviously, we do because whatever. But we come at drag from, at the end of the day, very different direction, like very different places.
Yes.
So It's completely objective, because there are days when I think I look like the most glamorous she-beast.
Mm-hmm.
And then there are other days where I'm just like, I could have tried harder. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it depends on the gig. It depends on a lot of things, like on a personal level to start with. So to then throw in me comparing myself to you.
Yeah. I don't like playing the comparison game, but also from like an outside
happiness.
Yeah, exactly. But also like from an outside perspective, what is your opinion on good drag?
Well, do you know, I'm just not really seeing a lot of influences in my immediate surroundings, so it's hard to tell.
Yeah. All right.
It's like comparing the moon to the sun. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're both really pretty, but either way, you're going to get like blind if you look at it with binoculars.
You don't know how the moon works, do you? Astrology with Nana.
I've literally looked at it with a telescope. But do you know what I mean? It's like it's comparing two things that have their celestial similarities, but at the end of the day, they are different, I guess. Yeah,
and also like, I don't know. I'm never happy with like how mine turns out anyway. Do you know what I mean? I always look at something and think, this is what I could have done better.
Sure, yeah, exactly. Like today, up here in this blending, she got a little lazy, and I know she did, but I was like, I'm going to put a lash on in a minute, so fuck it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
tried something new, and I'm constantly trying new things with drag as well. Like, I love...
Which is weird, because to the outsider, like, they might not know, but like, you feel...
Yeah. I'm trying a new foundation. Like, it's a whole new journey.
Exactly.
It's the exact same destination.
Yeah, but, externally to any other bitch, they're just like, what? And you're like, look, though, can't you tell?
This eye makeup, for me, is like wild. I looked in the mirror, I was like, who is she? I don't like her. But... no one will probably notice. Like,
see, to me, it's noticeably different because I work with you a lot. But also at the same time, like, I've seen a semblance of that face before. If you know what I mean. Like,
I've experimented with the detached lower liner before.
Yeah. That shape, like, and the shape is grounded in. What's the word that I'm looking for? Not consistent.
Standard drag face.
Not consistency. I think it's grounded in familiarity. I think so. It's not. I'm not looking at you going like you look like a completely different queen. Obviously.
Yeah, I don't know. I think I dress good sometimes. When I turn it, I'm like, oh. Honey, like my Pride look with the horns.
Yeah, exactly.
Now I'm like, I have to outdo that.
Every single year. I mean, Pride is, I mean, going back to what we were saying about Drag Race, I imagine that being on Drag Race is like trying to dress for Pride every single day.
18 times.
Yeah. Sometimes more than once in one episode. Yeah, exactly.
And when I care about my makeup as well is when it goes horrendous.
Yeah.
When I'm thinking about it, gone.
Too much concentration. 100%.
Terrible.
1,000,000,000%.
Yeah.
But it's, in terms of like who dresses better, it is too difficult to tell.
Yeah, because we've got very different like fashion personalities as well. Because yours is, what's your newest one? Abigail's Party.
Abigail's Party goes to Torture Garden.
Yeah, which I think is cool.
It's sort of what I'm playing with at the moment. I mean, I could have turned it harder, like obviously, but for a podcast.
I mean,
this is just it's not even my final form.
No, and that's the thing as well. Like, it depends on if we're doing like Pride drag, full body drag. Because I do Pride drag, which is like what I want to do and like the highest I want to do it. Then I've got Screen Queens drag, which is like I'm doing a show for like a pub, so I need to be sparkly and I need to look good but be able to move in it. Then I've got podcast drag, which is I have to look good from the nipple up.
And also, I'll wear whatever the fuck I want. Like, you can go wild with podcast drag and just wear, like, there's been many occasions where
podcast is where I try new shit.
Yeah, I can try something new with my makeup, but I can also just wear a blouse.
Which is also funny because this is the stuff that's going to be on the internet forever. And we're like, we won't even try. Do you know what I mean? Whereas I could do a pub gig and no one's going to see it. Like... Don't make no sense. Don't make no sense.
Like, even if someone took a picture and I smashed their phone, it would still go up on the cloud, but that doesn't matter.
and then we've got hosting gigs.
That's wild. That's so well. Hosting gigs is like a different drag again, isn't it? Because
especially if you're doing a number in the show as well,
and you need to
like balance that.
Whatever you're wearing, you need to be able to endure it sometimes.
Yes.
So
you could be doing from like 10 till 2.
There's been looks that I've worn that I've got out of immediately as soon as I perform because I've just been too uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like when we did the February DFS like a couple of years back, and I was wearing like the head to toe red. It was like my whole face was obscured by mesh, and I was in a corset and big shoes.
In a really hot. It was summer.
No, it was in February. It wasn't, but the room was hot.
Yeah,
but like
it was wet in there.
It was wet in there, and then like a full glove up to the elbow, and a corset, and all the things I don't normally do, but also a jock because why not? And yeah, I remember performing and being like, I'm going to be that bitch that takes her shoes off because I was just like, I'm doing a full. It was so careless of me because I wasn't on stage for 5 minutes. I was on stage for 25 doing. Yeah. A live performance that involved like heavy banging, like
you idiot,
electro tracks. But I wanted to look the part, but I didn't. What a fucking moron!
Obviously, didn't want to look the part that badly.
Oh god, yeah, not enough to keep my fucking shoes on.
But when I used my hardest like tale of shoe dilemma is. When I used to be a shot girl, I was a lot younger and I wanted to look like sexy drag. So I was wearing like stilettos.
Oh, like pinpricks.
Yeah, like 6-inch stilettos with a proper like high arch on a concrete floor. And I'd start selling shots at 10 and finish at 6 a.m.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And I don't know how I did it. The next day, I feel like I've been in a car crash.
Yeah, 100%. Like that whole thing the next day when... I've said it before, but when I used to do the same thing, because when I first started doing drag, I exclusively was wearing like Iron Fist, like stilettos.
Yeah, they were the ones I was wearing.
But I was just getting the ones that are like the largest ladies, like a size 9.
Yeah,
so
because RuPaul made a line of Iron Fist shoes in women's sizes.
Yeah. But also the ones that I was getting, they are not wide, like they're not wide, like and they run true to size, so they're just a 9. So I was squeezing my feet, my fat feet, because I've got fat feet, like very wide. I'm wider than I'm long.
We can see. We're looking at you. I go, she's got fat feet.
I can tell. Yeah. So it would be the next day when I'd be like, I can't feel my pinky or fourth toe or the tip of my big toe. And all day it would be like phantom limb syndrome. I'd be like, when is the feeling going to come back? I still have a bruise
under my toenail from when we did the cook
the drag kitchen. Yeah.
Still have a bruise under my toenail. Like it's purple.
That's so nasty.
Because I'm a girl.
Have you ever been a woman? They looked at my bruised toenail and they said, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
You went so high there that your mic like compressed it. Like I heard you, but it was quiet. Like the microphone went.
And all the dogs in the neighborhood went fucking wild. Yeah.
That's so fucking stupid. Oh, but that is the end of our questions. So in answer to who dresses better is just like, I don't know. Who?
Honey, look at the material.
Oh my god, my
material.
My ring just fell off again. I'm so skinny.
She's talking about her asshole as well. Lockdown's been a trip.
Shut the fuck up. No, that's also valid. But yeah, that was the end of our wonderful, fantastic 50th episode Q&A.
Let us know if you have any more questions, because I'd be down to do another one of these. This is fun.
To be honest, it is like we were worried that we weren't going to have enough, because like if you watch Juno Birch and she does a Q&A, she gets like through about 50 questions out of the 1,000 that she received. So it's like, oh, we probably won't have enough. Oh no, we're like,
oh no, we chat shit.
Yeah.
Helps.
Let me set the scene for this was just like, all I asked was your shoe size. It was about
Set the princess free if you solve these riddles 3. For my first riddle, I have a gun. Sorry, that's my favorite TikTok.
Oh, that's so fucking stupid. It's like, in 1991, Fatima Whitbread rose to notoriety as a vicious gun woman. I, at the time, was 5 years old, making a living for myself in Newark. Just like,
Oh my God.
like, honestly, please just tell me now, like, what was your favourite subject in school?
Didn't go, couldn't tell you.
Oh,
Right. I've had a lovely time.
But yeah, it's been beautiful, but I think it's time to get off Zoom, mate.
Yeah, I think it's going to kick us off any minute anyway. So.
I don't know how long it's been. It's still saying recording, so
I know, right?
I'm just going to assume that, like, sproing doing, everybody poops their pants and this worked. But until next time, you gorgeous creatures, stay safe, stay sexy, and fuck this pandemic, yeah?
And remember, suck a dick. It's fun.
It sure is. Bye,
Sure is.
everyone.
Bye. Good hand, good hand. Bye.
Unnamed Drag Podcast.
Oh, it fell off again.